Hey, good morning. Good morning. Soon as these commercials come off, I'm just going to go live on the CPI numbers and we're going to have a very short discussion because as we know from the past, here we go. Let's just go right to it, good people. Let's just go right to it.
Is a place for the news.
The facts, the truth, the news with Shepard Smith. Weeknights, 7 and midnight Eastern.
Welcome back to Squawk Box on CNBC. We're just seconds away from June CPI inflation data. Take a look at the Dow, about 123 points higher. NASDAQ up about 70 points. The S&P 500 up about 19 points. Let's get straight over to Rick Santelli. He's standing by at the CME in Chicago. Rick, you got about 10 seconds before those numbers hit.
Yes, no, and it's obviously it's going to be not only exciting, but it's going to be very important for the direction ultimately of today and for the rest of the year of interest rates. And it is out. Headline CPI much hotter than expected, up 1.3%, up 1.3%. In order to find a higher month-over-month level, we're going back to the same year as the up 1.2 in March was the previous high of this move, and that's 2005. If you strip out the all-important food and energy, and the Fed's much more reluctant to do that these days, it's also hotter, up 0.7%. The high watermark there was all the way back in April of last year when it was up 0.9, and that was 1981 level. 0.7, well, 0.7 is the smallest number since then. And if we look at year over year, this is really hot, up 9.1%, well above the 8.8 we were expecting, and 9.1% puts you at 1981 because 1981 covered 8.9 all the way up to 11%. And finally, the year-over-year core, which is becoming much more important to the Fed, up 5.9, also higher than expected. However, the high water mark there was 6.5. That was in March. That was the highest since 1982. Our last look, of course, was up 6%. So even though we're hotter than the 5.7 expected, that's the one area out of all these releases that actually cooled versus its sequential comp, which was 6%. The aftermath of this, we see that interest rates actually have moved back up. Shocking. We're now over 3% on a 10-year, and we're at 3.16 on a 2-year. And in my opinion, the most important statement stated about inflation lately was Fed Governor Waller, who basically said, all we really need is for inflation and prices to stop going up, the rate of change. And we've talked about this, which in my mind says that the political costs of inflation are going to end up being much higher than the Fed's financial costs. Because once it stops going up, okay, the Fed is going to be able to slow down a bit. But the fact that they may remain at these high levels is not going to sit well with the public. Andrew, back to you.
Rick, thank you for the numbers and some very smart analysis. We're going to get some additional instant analysis from our senior economics correspondent, Steve Leisman, and senior markets commentator, Mike Santoli, as well. Steve, as you're looking through these numbers, what are you thinking? And maybe just as importantly, what is Jay Powell thinking right now?
I'm looking at something different. I don't know if Rick is still there. Rick, hopefully you're still plugged in. Rick, I'm seeing a flip here. What I'm looking at right now is the market has now a 78% chance of a 75 basis point hike in September. We went into this number, I'll give you my number that I had down, with a 38% chance. So I've seen this probability almost double now. So you want to know what what people think Powell is thinking, is Powell is thinking maybe 75. Are you seeing this, Rick, in the Fed funds futures market, a surge in that September contract, or actually would be a decline in the December contract?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing the same trends. Your pencil is sharper with respect to your percentages. I look at the overall numbers, and you were smart to point out a while ago, I look at January now of next year versus December this year, and I am seeing the same trends. We're packing it back in, yes.
Yeah, so, and I think the reason is because when I look at this report, I don't see any relief anywhere. Even before we got to this 9.1%, there had been some sectors that were behaving a little bit better. I look at rents going up. I didn't see any relief in apparel. There was some hope, folks, that maybe with the inventory that Courtney Reagan's been talking about at some of the department stores, that you might see some relief in apparel. Not much there. I did see airline fares go down 1.8%. I don't even know what that means. I'm sure it's not going to hang on there. I guess the only question is you had double-digit 11%, 12% increases in energy, as to whether or not some of that comes off the boil in the future, given what's happened in gasoline futures markets, that they've come down by nearly $1, at least from the peak, whether or not and how that shows up and when that shows up in the.
You guys could see that the Dow is coming down. It is coming down drastically in real time. We expected high inflation numbers. We expected it to be a beat. Listen, I want to tell you guys right now, look at this. So the CPI numbers came out, right? For those of you that don't know how this go. Yes, the CPI numbers came out, but what we got to look at here is this number. I mean, the next catalyst, right? There's a couple of catalysts that's coming out. We do have earnings. The banks will be reporting Thursday and Friday mostly of this week. And the next thing we have is the Fed FOMC meeting right here, right? So that's July 26th and 27th. The Fed FOMC meeting is July 26th and 27th, okay? And that's where the Fed will be doing and discussing the rate hike, okay? That's when they'll be discussing the rate hike. Really? We got spam coming in, acting like they're me. So that's what we're going to be looking at, right? The FOMC meeting is when the Fed say where they're going to and how high the next interest rate hike is. So what's been priced in already is another 75 basis points. They've discussed that. Then, so remember, here's the avalanche of things to happen. Earnings, mostly banks, okay? That is coming this Thursday, this Friday. The FOMC meeting, all right? That will be this month on the 26th and the 27th. And then guess what happens on the 28th? GDP numbers come out, gross domestic products, which will let us know if in fact we're already technically in a recession. So remember the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th, okay? So those 3 dates are important, and I expect a lot of volatility. To be honest with you, it's going to be a roller coaster ride, okay? So let's just check the Dow again right now. Let's see what's going on. Dow almost down 300 points now, as we could see here. I fully expected it to be hot. No one knew where it was. I was expecting around, 9%. Just like I said on a live with Stock Curry and Stocks with Josh, we expected to be high, good people, for a little while. I don't see a positive read until, peak inflation at the earliest September, October. That's what I see by the time it slows down, okay? And maybe not even then. That's how far and that's how bad this inflation problem is, because of all the gasoline that when I say we, the Fed, poured onto the fire. This is where we are, good people. And it's just going to be a bumpy ride, all right? So there it is. I'm not going to hold this one long. And yeah, just expect crypto to follow suit. Just expect crypto to follow suit. Let me take a look here. It's going to do the same thing. I'm going to say this again. Yep, it's coming down already. So let me say this. There is no way that we're going to be in a horrible bear market right now with the way crypto has been in direct correlation with the NASDAQ, especially over the last 9 or so months. There is no way that the stock market is going to continue to head down and crypto be on a bull run. So if you're in the crypto, I'm just telling you that just expect the turbulence. All right. So that's good news for us as far as what we're going to do, that we know that crypto has this correlation, right? So if you're DCAing, so let me say this, if you're dollar cost averaging into crypto or stock, even if you're following the Larry Jones $5 a day challenge, what you could do is just hope, if you've been buying weekly, you could just stack that up if you want to. You could continue to buy because it works. If it's bi-weekly, you can do that. And sorry, I'm getting phone calls. I'm live. You could do bi-weekly or monthly. What you can do is make sure you don't miss by not putting at least the cash into your portfolio. And then on the very, very, very red days, that's when you purchase. Okay. So you can do the same thing with crypto. All right. I have frozen my daily and I'm going to weekly. I'm probably going to wait until next month. But what I'm going to do is the amount that I was putting in daily, I'm just going to have it in my portfolio and then execute. So I'm not going to miss the amount of money that I've been putting in. All right, good people. All right. So, hey, bless you guys. Bless you guys. Yeah. Hey, hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, hey, I was telling you guys, I mean, it's just not me. The data supports. We're just in a recession, good people, and this is going to take a while. You're buying crypto today. No, I'm not actually. I'm not buying today. I'm setting mines to buy every week. I was buying every day, so I've been dollar cost averaging every day in my crypto, right? But I'm not buying today. I'm going to wait until the GDP numbers come out. But I am continuing to put the same amount of money in. So if it goes lower, good morning. If it goes lower, then I'll be able to buy it at a better price. Follow? So I'm continuing to put the amount of money in as if I was going to purchase so I don't miss out. Yep. Howdy. Yep. Yeah, I'm working so much. Yeah. Hey, we praying for you. We praying for you. No, not me. I'm not buying stock today. I just believe between the next FOMC meeting, which was the 26th and the 27th, and the GDP, gross domestic product numbers, which is coming out on the 28th, I just believe that through those 3 days, we're going to have some more red. I believe the elevator is going to go down lower. So I'm just going to hold until then, right? Okay. Hey, I'm sorry that Moo doesn't work in your country. Some of these platforms they just don't work in certain countries. I'm sorry to hear that. Yep. Hey, good morning, Africa. Hey. So we're in a recession, Larry? Yeah, we're yeah. I'm just saying we are. Technically, we have to wait until the 28th. I'm just saying we're already in a recession. Not only are we already in a recession, but we've been in a recession since January. That's what the numbers are going to do. Yep. Hey, are you still purchasing crypto on Saturdays? Yes, I am. But I'm going to skip this Saturday. I'm going to address this one more time. I am going to skip this Saturday because of what I see coming on the FOMC meeting on the 26th to 27th, and then GDP numbers on the 28th. So I'm going to miss this Saturday, but I'm going to put that money in, and then I'm going to wait until after the FOMC meeting and the GDP numbers, and then I'm going to put in a couple of weeks worth, right? Hey, I love you guys. Market crash means margin calls. No, I'm sorry. I don't do it. I don't do phone calls. It's just too many people. And I just believe You have to have a license to give that. But there are some people that do that, though. Let me bag that off. There are some people that do phone calls in their one-on-one training. I just don't do it at this time. I don't have. I just don't have that time. Yeah, this is what I want to end it with. We got great opportunities ahead, good people. We got great opportunities. These numbers, this red, you're either going to go, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, or you're going to look into the opportunity that it provides. So if you've been wanting to get into stock and you were just in plays that were kind of risky and you had no Microsoft, you had no Apple, you had no Tesla, you had none of these blue chip companies, now's the time to look at the pricing on them. Now, I would wait until all of this bad news is over. I would wait until this month is over, and then I would not start putting all of my money in. I'm not dip buying myself personally. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you buy, hold, or sell, stock or crypto. But I'm not dip buying at this point. I am simply going to continue the dollar cost average because we could be heading into an 18-month recession. So if we go to an 18-month recession, that means the elevator could continue to come down. It's not going to be a recession. Is not what's called a V-shaped recovery. So it's not like it's March of 2022. I'm sorry. It's not like it's March of 2020 when COVID hit, when it just spiked down and spiked back up. It's U-shaped, and that trip down could go for months. We've been on it so far for half a year. And then what happens is it doesn't just go back up. So it just takes all of this time to go back up. It could be 18 months. It could be longer than that. It could be shorter than that. So the best thing to do while you're in the U is the dollar cost average. Keep buying through, because when we get back and we get back to where we should be, then the dollar cost averaging would pay off, because no one knows where the bottom is. No one knows where the top is. That's the way to assure the best price. All right, good people. I am going to rumor Musk wants to buy GM. Yeah, that's just a rumor for right now. Yep. Nah, 5 years recession. You know what? Let me address this and then I'm gonna end this one. Everybody keeps saying, I know Stock Curry said we could be into a 5-year recession. I personally don't think we are. Not Stock Curry. I don't think we're going into a 5-year recession. The easiest thing it is for people to do is to be extremely negative when the elevator's going down. The easiest thing it is to say is we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower. And that's the easiest thing to say. But what's difficult to see is when we're going to come out of this. I don't think we're going to be in a 5-year recession. I just don't. With everything that I see, all of the data that I read, what we have in place, and I just don't see a 5-year recession. I just disagree with that. But only time will tell. And I want to tell you that if it does wind up being a 5-year recession because of stagflation, then there's going to be plenty of buying opportunities down and up and down and up. So it's not going to just be a straight line down. You're going to have these bumps in between. That's what happens every time. It happens in the 70s, and it happened the last 2 cycles. Okay. All right. Hey, good people. You guys know I'm going to talk about my 2 links below because that's what supports the page, allows me to do what I do. You get free stuff and it helps the page out. Today is Wednesday, and today is Webull Wednesday. Webull Wednesday. And so I have a link below for Webull. Deposit $1 and you're going to get up to thousands of dollars worth of free stock. Okay, up to thousands of dollars, over $12,000 worth of free stock. Now, we're not doing it to try to get that. It's a spinning wheel, right? You are going to get some free stock, but we just want to be ready to trade. Okay, so download Webull beneath in my description, and download Moo. Okay, Weeble. This is Weeble Wednesday. They have fractional shares. You can start to do the $5 a day challenge with Weeble, and then Moo. Deposit $100 in the Moo. We haven't done anything with that yet. We're cashing up, getting ready for the opportunity. And myself, Stocks with Josh, and Stock Curry are going to be giving you guys some value plays, and I'm going to be following that with Moo. Okay? Hey, you guys, I'm praying a blessing over your finances. I will see you later tonight. Man, thank you. Bless you. CPI report out yet? Yep, 9.1. It was high as a kite, 9.1. So we're going to leave it right there, good people. Hopefully I'll see you later. Let's see what the market does. As we can see right now, the Dow is tanking. Everything else is tanking. And just like RT Vegas 2 says, live, love, laugh, and learn. Okay. Hey, what's a stock to buy? I right now I'm not really buying, so I don't have an answer for you right now. And so that is what it is, good people. Hey, we'll see you later on this evening, okay? I'm praying for each and every one of you guys, all right? I'm praying for Blessed. I'm praying for City Boy. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you and your finances. I'm praying for Hustle Smart. I like that, Hustle Smart. Hey, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for everybody that's on here, praying that your finances be blessed. I'm praying that you continue to dollar cost average and do what's difficult now, but will help you to create generational wealth. Okay, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, David. I'm praying over your finances, your health, and your wealth, and your families. All right, we'll see you a little later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.